Hey, this is Mike. Today I'm going to discuss how to quit sissy porn or any other inadequacy-based porn fetish like gooning, cuckolding, femdom. I will reveal step by step how to get free. But first, let me tell you how I got free from sissy hypno porn after 6 years of addiction. I started coming across porn fetishes after a major breakup with my first girlfriend. After living together for 3 years, we had a bad breakup that left me with an empty feeling inside. To cope with this feeling, I started to watch porn more frequently. It got to the point where I was watching porn and masturbating 5 or more times every single day. And when I thought it couldn't get worse, it happened. I started escalating to weirder porn until I came across sissy hypno porn and got deeply stuck into it. This porn slowly started ruining my life, affecting my daily life, all my relationships, destroyed my self-esteem, and left me confused and incapable of having real intimacy ever again. After spending few years addicted, I decided I had to do something, so I started to research and relapsed countless times until finally, through trial and error, I found one approach that made significant changes. I spent years making one step forward and 2 backward until I perfected this approach. Before we begin, let's explore why it's so difficult to quit for most people. The biggest challenge in quitting sissy porn comes from the fact that it starts to affect your identity, your thoughts, destroys your confidence, and for those who start to take hormones, it completely shuts off their body ability to function as intended. After a certain point, the psychological effects of sissy porn traps you in a downward spiral, where it's difficult to find an easy escape from. Today I'm going to share the approach I used step by step to quit sissy porn forever and never worry about relapses ever again. You have to understand that sexual preferences and masculinity doesn't have anything to do with the addiction itself. The addiction is a reflection of a distorted sexual behavior, but it's only a symptom. It is just a surface level issue. The true cause of the addiction lies in a trauma. We have experienced something that left us traumatized, and we are responding to that trauma with sissy porn addiction. When we talk about trauma, it doesn't necessarily need to be a relationship-related trauma. It can be any traumatic experience we had during our childhood, such as abuse, negligence, bullying, or rejection. We might believe we are over anything that happened early in our lives, but the reality is that these experiences, if not confronted after they happened, they leave a negative energy imprint within us. This energy then resurfaces through triggering events. And whenever we live something similar or something that reminds our subconscious of the original traumatic experience. When this happens, our first reaction is to try to cover the discomfort of this energy by overwhelming it with pleasure. That's why we use sissy porn. This is not clear in most cases at the beginning. However, it becomes apparent when we try to quit. We always have a sense of shame, grief, and discomfort whenever we consume sissy porn and feel trapped almost as if we are not in control of our actions. By knowing the cause of the addiction, we can start to release the original traumatic experience and, by consequence, loosen the grip the addiction have on us. Now we have to start processing the emotional triggers that cause us to react and depend on sissy porn to do this. First, we have to develop our awareness. This is because we have been suppressing negative emotions that causes us to watch sissy porn. It might feel counterintuitive at first, but by allowing ourselves to feel these emotions fully, we can process them through what I like to call integration. After we integrate emotional triggers, they will not appear again. However, the more we keep suppressing them, the more they will continue to haunt us. The single most effective way to integrate emotions is the following. Identify emotional triggers when they appear. This can be any situation that create anxiety or discomfort. Feel the emotions. Instead of avoiding or suppressing them, breathe through these sensations and let them flow naturally. Close your eyes and focus on keeping your breathing regular and stable. We call this breathing meditation. Avoid getting stuck in your mind. Avoid trying to mentally justify or explain every situation, relapse, or emotion mentally. This doesn't serve any purpose and set you down. Experiencing emotional triggers is the first step to integrate discomfort. For some people, especially those who went through strong and repeated traumatic experiences during their childhood, going through these emotions without trying to suppress them is going to be very uncomfortable. If we never confront our suppressed traumatic emotions, we will never be able to get rid of the emotional energy that trigger us to consume porn and become addicted. A positive environment will help during this journey as it facilitates emotional integration. I like to transform the biggest challenges by optimizing my environment. You can easily do this by distancing yourself from negative relationships, stop any contact with people who enable destructive habits or discourage growth, explore trauma release books to better understand how to manage and release the root cause of the addiction. I also wrote a guide on how to quit sissy porn with step-by-step guided instructions, link in description. Practice meditation and mindfulness to build emotional awareness and release destructive mental thoughts. Finally, cardio and strength training help boosting self-esteem and enables mental clarity. One of the most overlooked aspects when it comes to ending sissy porn addiction is ending bad habits we develop over time. From my personal experience, the best way to tackle bad habits and replace them with useful activities is to schedule and set up a routine and an environment that facilitates good habits. For example, I wanted to start journaling every day to process thoughts, but just forgot about it most times. What I did is I placed my journal on top of my pillow every morning, so I would end up with my journal every night before sleeping. Similarly, you can trick yourself to build positive habits by organizing your space to be a constant reminder. This works even better when you put reminders for a positive habit on top of existing negative habits. For example, if you have a habit of eating too many unhealthy snacks, organize your kitchen so you put the snacks behind all healthy food. Or if you have a habit of using your phone at night, make a rule that you can only charge it in any other room than the bedroom, so you will be forced to leave your phone outside of the bedroom. This approach really works to start good habits, as it doesn't require much willpower or motivation. Once you set up your environment to constantly remind you to engage in good habits, you can easily build a productive and positive routine. Let's be honest, no one wants to be around someone who isn't emotionally stable because they cannot be relied on. Once you start to integrate and release trauma, you grow emotionally and can start to build positive relationships. But please keep in mind that you should avoid having a needy behavior and allow for relationships to start organically rather than force them. The best approach for this is to be honest with partner and friends and be accountable for your wrongdoings. Also, don't be afraid to cut ties if a relationship is detrimental to your emotional growth. If after watching this, you think that it will not work for you because your addiction is too strong or your urges cannot be controlled, keep in mind that no one is immune to emotional release and emotional growth. If you start with small steps every day, you will make huge progress, and that will allow and encourage you to keep going until you become free from the discomfort, grief, shame, and guilt that come from the addiction. If you need more help, I wrote a guidebook with a detailed step-by-step approach you can use to quit sissy porn forever and forget about relapses. This book is the result of years of trial and error, personal success in getting free from sissy porn, trauma release, study, and feedback from people addicted. Subscribe for more advice.